Florida.
Florida. Can't resist. Do we just do we ease into this or we dive in? I think we're gonna dive in and we're just gonna let Alex Wagner on MSNBC do this story for us. The title of the story she's doing is, as you can see, "This is nuts." And it's
With
actually
parental rights, parents, send your kids out of the room or avert their eyes. What I'm about to show you might upset your children. It might frighten your family. So I'll give you a moment. Okay, are you ready? This is a 17-foot tall statue of David, made by one of the greatest artists of the Renaissance, Michelangelo, in the early 1500s. Arguably one of the most famous sculptures in the world. And yes, for the record, David is totally nude.
Did you catch that? That he's nude?
Yep. He's wearing his birthday suit.
Yep. Well, apparently this got into the Florida schools, and let's see if she jumps into it here. A principal in a Florida school in Tallahassee got fired because they taught a lesson about the statue of David, and they showed it nude to a bunch of middle school students.
What were they supposed to put a pair of shorts on them or something? Come on now.
Well, they point out that during there was a like a Protestant revival in the like a century or so afterwards, where what they did was they put a stoned fig leaf on top of it to cover it, and they covered up a couple of other Michelangelo statues that were nudes, and then there was some argument about painting over the nudity in the Sistine Chapel at the time, but the Pope overrode it, right? But that's what they're talking about, is they were not happy about, oh no, our kids saw a penis. Like, do your kids have Netflix? They've seen a penis. I mean, your kids have, Showtime? I'm sure they've seen a penis.
Do they have the internet?
Yeah, I'm sure
Do they have locker rooms? I mean, the list goes on and on, right?
Well, I know about half of them have seen a penis just by looking down. But
okay, and the other half have through a variety of other ways.
Yeah, and I can tell you from the perspective of a straight male, once you've seen one penis, you've kind of seen them all. Some are big, some are small, some are a little different shaped, but they're all pretty much the same thing. I mean,
there aren't a lot of surprises.
No. Nope. Let's do this.
Channeling that 16th century fig leaf campaign. A charter school in the state capital called Tallahassee Classical. The school began teaching Michelangelo's masterpieces to its sixth graders, meeting a school mandate to teach kids in that grade about the Renaissance. But one parent complained that the lesson, which included Michelangelo's David and the creation of Adam, along with Botticelli's Birth of Venus, that parent complained that the lesson was pornographic. Two other parents complained that they were not notified in advance that the lesson included nudity that might upset their kids. Seemingly inspired by Governor Ron DeSantis' parental rights / don't say gay legislation, that Tallahassee Charter School Board passed a rule last month requiring 2 weeks advance notice for parents of any curriculum that is potentially controversial. The chairman of the school's board, who wants Tallahassee Classical to be on the cutting edge of DeSantis' education agenda, he said parental rights are supreme, and that means protecting the interests of all parents, whether it's 1, 10, 20, or 50.
Jeez, that is so stupid.
A lot of teachers don't know what they're doing tomorrow, let alone do they know what they're doing 2 weeks from now, and to know what they're doing 2 weeks from now in a manner where they are prepared to be able to literally send out notifications to parents about what it is. That's asking a lot. That's to be out there.
Well, on top of that fact, now you're allowing one parent to dictate what the other kids can't learn or are not allowed to learn because they think it's controversial. Because what do we do with that one student? I think evolution is controversial. I remember that when I was in junior high. They did that same shit here in Oregon, and it was the what was it? The kids that had notes from their parents when we got in biology, they missed the whole half that semester where we covered evolution, and they went to study hall because their parents didn't want them learning evolution because they thought it was too controversial. Even though the biology teacher was pointing out, look, this has been proven science since the 50s. I mean, we know how it works. It's not that complicated of a process. I mean, but yeah, but those.
Let's just give teachers more reason to quit their jobs.
Yeah.
Shall we?
Yeah.
They're already running from the profession in droves. Let's add more reasons to run in droves.
Well, they just want to make them like religious schools where they just teach, America's great. Yeah. White people are the saviors of everybody else, shit like that. I mean, just, it's all craziness. Women don't have vaginas. It's not a real thing. It's a myth.
Wow, I can't even.
Can't even look at. Oh man, we also reminds me of this. The sex ed thing they used to do. I think it was called the STARS. Students today aren't ready for sex. The STARS program. And the kids I remember that did that, they didn't go to sex ed. They went to this other religious STARS program thing. This is where the purity rings came from and all that crap. And those kids were like 7 or 8 times more likely to get an STD by the time they were 21. They were more likely to engage in anal sex, right, early on, because vaginal sex is a sin, right? They were more likely to get pregnant as teenagers or unwed. I mean, it was just one of those things where it's like, but the kids that went to sex ed tended to have sex later. Didn't tend to get STDs because we knew what condoms were.
Right.
We knew what spermicide was. We knew, I mean, Jesus. So, yeah, that's just how it goes. It's the blind leading the blind, I guess, in the South right now, man. And everybody's running. Yeah. Everybody's running to the north to try and get an abortion. So,
man, those are choppy waters down there.
It'd be rough for a teenage girl down there right now. Rough for any woman down there right now, but especially if you're a teenage girl, it's got to be a fucking nightmare living in those states. So,
right? Yeah.